Maggie, if your microphone is working now, which side do you come down on? One, and two, why do American women care about this at all?
So I think the general public does not believe Blake Lively. We are in a post-Me Too era. We don't believe Fox or CNN. We don't believe our politicians. And we certainly don't just follow suit with anything celebrities tell us to believe anymore. Blake is alleging sexual harassment and retaliation on set, yet we are all witnessing in real time the interview she has done where she is rude and she is the one crossing boundaries. Even at the Forbes Women's Summit, saying things like how she likes to sneak in and take over, even though she's just hired to be an actress. We are watching her treat people horribly in interviews while simultaneously disrespecting victims of domestic violence and not be able to provide proof of sexual harassment. It all just seems to be Blake lying and then Justin pulling up the text receipts and saying, hey, here's what actually happened. The retaliation they're alleging is just old interviews of Blake resurfacing, and people just don't like her personality. And I think for people with big egos, it's incredibly hard for them to believe people could just not like them. Meanwhile, we watched Justin Baldoni at the Ends With Us premiere get booted to a back room with all the sodas for a movie he directed, produced, and starred in when he has been nothing but kind to Blake and Ryan, despite how insane they've been, with Ryan Reynolds writing scenes with characters in Deadpool that allegedly represents Justin Baldoni, and then having Lady Pool murdering him, and Lady Pool allegedly represents Blake Lively, and then him making fun of every single thing about Justin down to his podcast. I'm just not buying their story of being a perpetual victim.
Okay, now that starts to make me think that Baldoni did make a move on Blake Lively, because that's the way to explain why Ryan Reynolds is acting like a guy in high school who's getting jilted by his girlfriend. So I guess you mentioned that Baldoni keeps pulling up the receipts every time Blake Lively makes a claim. What are examples of some of those receipts? And then two, why is Ryan Reynolds involved in this at all? Is he a producer on the movie, or is he just, feeling a little jealous with this lady over there doing scenes with this other guy?
I think Ryan Reynolds is starting to seem like a bit of a sociopath. I think that he might have a little bit of some control issues in his relationship. Some examples of some of the things they pulled. Blake alleged that he just bursted into her trailer while she was breastfeeding unannounced. And Justin pulls up the receipts saying, actually, she invited me in saying, I'm breastfeeding, but come in whenever. And he says, well, I'm eating lunch. I'll come in right after. Or she'd alleged that he had shown her a porn scene or a naked something weird. And he said, well, I was actually showing her a video of my wife giving birth, like a very beautiful, it's a little intimate thing, but there was a birthing scene in the movie. And so he was showing like, this is kind of what we want it to look like. And so she's taking these very, very little truths and then blowing them out of proportion. But I mean, really, she's just lying about it all.